this is a completely new one. I missed out on Dyslexic Alphabet of Awesomeness. I came into it too late, so I didn't even go back and pick it up and try to keep up with everyone, so gave that one away. Then I completely bumbled his game. I don't know if anyone remembers the game, where he sent out a package numbered. You didn't know it was in it, but you had to play it and do whatever he said, and then you get to keep the stuff, or you could give it away to someone else or trade it away to someone else. I remember I only watched a few people do them. Oh God, I believe one was Traffic Cone Man. I could be wrong. I believe he did one, and I do remember Paul, Summer of the Gods, because he had to turn a completely shit movie, it was a documentary, into a zombie movie. Oh my God, that was funny as hell. Anyways, he is back again with the Alphabet of Awesome Movies Part 2. And this one, he's doing something different. Instead of saying, okay, Alphabet of Awesomeness, we'll start with A and work our way, he's actually using a dictionary. So it's a word, and the word that is picked is a word that has to, somehow, the movies that you choose have to incorporate that word by them having things in them. The word this week is aircraft. So, hence the background. Some of these I'll explain, whether there are others. There's really no need for an explanation. I mean, it's right there in the title, and you've seen the movies. I mean, look, behind enemy lines. What the hell do you see? Boom. Stealth. Okay. Red Eye, we all know, takes place in a plane. Con Air. Altitude. Hot Shots. Snakes on a Plane. Night Flyer. Flight of the Living Dead. Outbreak on a Plane. Flight of the Phoenix. Air America. Oh, sorry for that glare. That's horrible. Pushing 10. Shoot 'em Up. Shoot 'em Up, huh? Well, Shoot 'em Up had the scene where they were fighting inside the plane, then they skydived out, and they're having a gun battle on the way out. I know it's a stretch, but it had a plane, and I wanted to use it for the background. True Lies. Schwarzenegger flying a Harrier jump jet. Come on. There you go. Pearl Harbor. Please, Japanese attacking Pearl Harbor. Planes everywhere. I had to throw it in. The Rocketeer. No, he has a jetpack, but he is a pilot, and he does show planes, and yeah, this is my favorite of her. Oops. Jennifer Connelly in this movie, The Rocketeer. Wow. Anyways, Drop Zone, skydiving movie. Wesley Snipes. 1941. Who knows the guy who gets the girl into the plane just so he could have his way with her? Yeah, that doesn't turn out so great. And we have Airplane 2, the sequel, and Airplane. I mean, come on, planes galore. But these are not my picks. This is just the background, as I normally do, and I've gotten myself into. It's kind of my thing, I guess. Another one that I did not put into the mix, just for the simple fact that I didn't have, I don't know, I could have made, an extra thing for it, but Dracula 2000, that whole plane scene where Dracula's being transported to the States. We also have this is kind of a stretch. Maybe I will say it. Donnie Darko, where the plane breaks up and the engine falls out and it kind of starts things. You know what? I'm sorry about that. That was a stretch and that was total crap. I shouldn't have done that. Point Break. Come on. They're in the scene, the skydiving scene. They're up in the plane, go around and they jump out. Yeah, I have to, give that mention. Then, of course, doing that, if I'm going to mention that one honorably, I have to do the Great Plane Ride with the Tank, the A-Team. Gotta throw that in there. Even though these technically don't mostly deal with planes, where the ones behind and the background pretty much do. Well, enough said there. Now I'm on to my picks. I'm really torn. I don't know. There's a certain era that I really love the aircraft from that era. And that would be World War I. My first pick, which has a lot of historical accuracies in it. There are a few people that didn't like it, but I loved it. I believe the aerial battles and the scenes were just gorgeous. I've watched this so many times. I love it, but it was true. The pilots had to sit there and they counted their ammo by hand because they were looking for dents so that they wouldn't get jams. This was true, and it shows it in the movie. There are a lot of other things, but I'm not going to go into that. But that is the movie Flyboys. I really did. I love this movie. This was a great movie. This was before America came into the battle. This was about, oh God, now I can't remember the name. I'm going to screw it up. Anyway, it was a flying unit that was out of France, okay, and they were accepting everyone from different countries, okay. It's almost like a precursor type of thing to the French Foreign Legion, but of which I almost became part of, and I wish I had. Anyways, this is a congregation of many different peoples from the United States, from France themselves, from all over the place. And it's true. You know, they did have this unit, and they did fly, and they were marvelous pilots. Unfortunately, when the unit broke up and the war was over, some of the pilots were, it's just really sad. But you get to see what it was like. I mean, these guys were real pilots. They flew in the air. They were aviators. They were daredevils. They had no parachutes. And you see one of the scenes where the plane bursts into flames. What's he going to do? The guy's dying, and he's on fire trying to control this plane. It was incredible. Anyways, it's between this one, Flyboys, and one of my all-time favorites, George Peppard, Ursula Andress, and James Mason. The 1966, The Blue Max, another World War I film. This one, though, is not from the Allied side. This is from the Germans' point of view. And the Blue Max is the highest award that an aviator can achieve. In fact, you know, it's just the highest award, period, that Germany is going to give out. Anyways, the Blue Max you get when you become an ace pilot, okay? And I believe it's I forget how many at this time period you had to shoot down. Why did my brain just totally quit? Anyways, you have to shoot down a certain number of enemy pilots, and then you become an ace, and then you get the Blue Max. Well, George Peppard starts off as an infantryman, and the only way to actually become a pilot usually is your parents buy your commission, and so you're an officer, and then you get to do it. Well, George Peppard proved himself on the field of battle that he was allowed to become a pilot, so he became a pilot. And, you know, he's kind of looked down by the other ones. There's a lot of arrogance and stuff like that. Well, James Mason is the commander of the entire regiment. I didn't even call them regiments. I'm sorry. Anyways, he's in charge of all the aviators. And, you know, it's an interesting story. I mean, there's a lot of backstabbing. There's the aerial battles in flight is just simply jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Okay? And George Peppard ends up acquiring the Blue Max, but it's not really his because he shouldn't have gotten it. This movie's fantastic, and the way it ended was perfect. I mean, it was so realistic in the way that the story goes. And what you'd see what would happen just for someone to save face. They allow things to happen. I see that you see this stuff happening today. You know, someone else has to take the fall. Well, unfortunately, it's a very tragic end. But wonderful movie, and both I cannot recommend more highly. So you have Flyboys, of which not only do I have this special collector's edition, love the movie so much, but I also bought Flyboys on Blu-ray. Unfortunately, I don't believe the Blue Max is on Blu-ray, but the second, if it ever is released, which I have no idea, probably never will be, it's mine. But right now, this is all that I have. So there you go. We have Flyboys and the Blue Max to represent my pick for the alphabet of awesome movies, Aircraft. Until tomorrow, when we get to see what letter B will hold for us. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful week.